There's the old expression, a stuck pig squeals. Well, there are a lot of Biden sycophant piggies squealing on Twitter this morning. Viva Frei, former Montreal litigator turned current Florida rumbler, and my goodness, Elon Musk has set Twitter ablaze this morning with a vile conspiracy theory about how the border crisis might actually be some surreptitious method of the Democrats gaining votes so they can have a one-party system in America. Elon Musk at Elon Musk. Biden's strategy is very simple. 1, get as many illegals in the country as possible. 2, legalize them to create a permanent majority, a one-party state. This is why they are encouraging so much illegal immigration. Simple yet effective, and he links to an AP article. Biden to prioritize legal status for millions of immigrants. The expression is a stuck pig squeals. There's also the expression that you get the most flack when you're over the target, but I prefer the squealing pig because it's more visual, and my goodness, there are a bunch of squealing piggies on Twitter. But before we get to their hysterical responses to Elon's tweet, and I mean hysterical as in hysteria, not as in funny, let's just go over the news of the week in case you have been living under a rock. For those of you who might have been living under a rock, in a cave in a far-off mountain range somewhere with no satellite and no Starlink, you might be unaware of the fact that there is something of a crisis going on at the border. Record numbers of illegal immigrants crossing the border, no verification, no vetting, no nothing. Criminals, you don't know who is coming in at record numbers, and what was once a racist thing for Trump to say in 2015 is now a recognized crisis in America. But it's the type of man-made crisis that cannot be the result of incompetence alone. It has to be actual malice when you have the federal government suing Texas because Texas is trying to enforce its own borders. The federal government comes in and says, no, you gotta take down that razor wire. Let these illegal immigrants cross at record rates. You can't do anything to stop it at the state level because it's federal jurisdiction. And lo and behold, Biden is doing absolutely nothing about it. In fact, it's even worse than doing absolutely nothing about it, because if he were doing absolutely nothing about it, at least the states could do something about it. But he is suing the states to prevent them from doing something about it so that he can say, it's my federal jurisdiction to do nothing about it.
With executive authority, is there more you could do? Absolutely.
Not all I can do. Just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got in office. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work for us.
And as if that's not bad enough, the news of the week is that 4 or 5 illegal immigrants in New York viciously beat a police officer, caught on camera. They were arrested and released the same day without bail. I'm almost reluctant to make the comparison because what we just saw in that video is as bad, if not worse, than the worst of what we saw on January 6th. The only difference being those January 6ers, even the less violent ones, are sitting rotting in jail while these people have not just been released from jail without bail. Apparently they are now fleeing to California. So it's not just a man-made catastrophe at the border that far exceeds even the most innocent explanations of incompetence. You got Alvin Bragg, Soros-funded Alvin Bragg, out of New York, releasing without bail 4 or 5 violent illegal immigrants who beat a cop up. It's not just about overwhelming the border, it's about demoralizing the police in New York and elsewhere.
Why were they released? Why were those first migrants released?
Hey, Brad, can you respond to those who say that this looks like a route forward?
Just give us one statement, one comment.
Mr. Bragg, you regret it? You regret letting these migrants free, sir? Can you give us one comment, sir? Why? Sir, you're on behalf of the people. Can you just comment on the situation?
Open borders by design. Demoralizing law enforcement in New York by design. Demoralizing political opposition re-January 6th by design. It is almost the dismantling of America as we know it by design. And you have some people hypothesizing how and why. And when they do, well then the stuck piggies come out squealing. James Medlock on Twitter. I for one think it's bad. The richest person in the world bought a key social media platform and is using it to spread lies to whip up a moral panic about immigration so he can pay less in taxes. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Ryan Sheed. says the immigrant with 3 citizenships who purchased a social media platform to censor left-wing accounts and pushed extremist ideologies heading into an election year. Zero self-awareness, dude. Yeah, a legal immigrant, Sheed. Will Stansel. This really is the exact vile conspiracy that has been behind a lot of violence and the richest man in the world obsessively pushing it like this is incredibly dangerous even before you consider how he's a defense contractor who owns a huge political platform. Incomprehensible. Brianne Joy Gray. Deport Elon Musk. Irony. So you've got these Biden sycophant stuck piggies who seem to be unable to distinguish between legal immigrant, aka Elon Musk, and illegal immigrants, aka the ones who are illegally crossing the borders and those assaulting New York police officers. Okay, so maybe they lack some critical thinking skills, but then you got some of them suggesting that this is a vile, racist conspiracy theory. Let's just read Elon's tweet one more time. Biden's strategy is very simple. 1, get as many illegals in the country as possible. 2, legalize them to create a permanent majority, a one-party state. Now, the AP article is from a few years ago, 2021, as if that makes a difference. It might actually make it more relevant because they might have been telegraphing this for years already, but let's just go see what that article says very briefly. Biden to prioritize legal status for millions of immigrants, January 16, 2021. President-elect Joe Biden's decision to immediately ask Congress to offer legal status to an estimated 11 million people in the country has surprised advocates given how the issue has long divided Democrats and Republicans even within their own parties. Biden will announce legislation his first day in office to provide a path to citizenship for millions of immigrants in the United States illegally, according to 4 people briefed on his plans. So those were his plans 3 years ago when he was just elected into office to legalize or at least rush a path to citizenship for 11 million illegals. And what does he do since having taken office? Leave the border wide open? What other conclusion can anyone with half a functioning brain come to here? And it's always been something of a point of contention whether or not the president even has the power to grant amnesty to all of the illegals in the country. If you were to look at a fact check from back in Obama, they said no, they don't have that power. From the Washington Post, no, Obama can't grant, quote, amnesty, end quote, by pardoning illegal immigrants. And then 2 short years later in the NPR, Obama could declare an immigration amnesty, but, and later on in the article, amnesty dates to the earliest days of the Republic. Like many presidential traditions, it began with President George Washington, who offered an amnesty to participants in 1794's Whiskey Rebellion, a violent tax revolt in western Pennsylvania. More recently, Presidents Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter gave amnesties to Vietnam War-era draft evaders. Quote, the constitutional backdrop is that there is absolutely no doubt the president could declare an amnesty for those in the country illegally. P.S. Ruckman Jr., a professor at Rock Valley College in Illinois, told me in an interview. And here we have the ever-moving goalposts of disingenuous political discourse. No, the president doesn't have that authority. Okay, the president has that authority. It's racist to talk about the border problem as being a crisis. Okay, now it's a catastrophe. No, the president's not doing that. Okay, the president's doing that, but you're a conspiracy theorist for noticing. Yes, Elon Musk is an immigrant, a legal immigrant, not an illegal immigrant. And you've got illegal immigrants beating the ever-loving piss out of New York police officers, caught on camera, released by George Soros-funded Alvin Bragg without bail so they can flee to California on taxpayer dollars. You've got an open border letting in record numbers of people. I think it was 300,000+ last month alone. A federal government suing the states to prevent them from enforcing their own borders. It's not conspiracy theory, you stuck pig jackasses. It's reality. It's reality, and it runs the risk of destroying America as we knew it, but there is nothing politicians will not do to secure the next generation of voting, even if it means burning the entire house down so they can rule over the ashes. Whew, okay, and that is the latest news of the week. If you like what I do, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, snip, clip, share away. If you want to follow me, I'm on Rumble, Viva Frei. Twitter, the Viva Frei. VivaBarnesLaw.locals.com. If you want to support the work that we do, $10 a month, $100 a year at the discounted rate. But more important than anything, get out there. It's a beautiful day. There's a plane. Marty, they found us. I don't know how. Okay, I'm joking. Get out there, sunlight, exercise, eat healthy, talk to people in real life, and now you know your vlog. Peace out, peeps. Boom!